Hey, hello, hi, my lovely Jayblies. I hope you're all doing so today. We are back with some more Danganronpa because why wouldn't we be? And we're doing the investigation. Now, chapter 3 is a pain in my ass, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Well, not if we have a choice, but yeah, I've got something up anyway, so I'm not running around. But yeah, here we go, chapter 3.
The Monokuma file!
Without further ado, let me give you next Monokuma file. I was going to hand them out, then you found the bodies the first time, but something might happen.
What?
It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right.
Stop talking.
Just hand it over already.
Punishment is
Now,
waiting
make
for
sure to
you.
investigate with all your mental might and prepare for the class trial.
See ya later!
Okay, see ya later.
Hmm.
Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the
What the
culprit.
heck?
Fun. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know.
That's terrible!
Dead, gone forever. They're never coming back. Awful. This is just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this? Why? Why?
Large wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this was some world of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes, but this wasn't a movie. Oh shit, he's alive. This wasn't...
He's alive again? Where
Barely.
am I?
He's not gonna live long.
Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
No.
Hifumi! Wake up! Huh? Ah, that's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak. Come on, you gotta wake up! I remember everything before I met you all. I
Yeah.
met you all.
His memories are blending together. He has nothing useful going for us.
The light, it's reaching out to me like the tail of a comet.
Shouldn't we ask him who killed him, you know?
Hifumi! Who was it? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
Yeah, Suhiro. Oh. His eyes closed and they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. Sorry I'm shifting around so much. I'm trying to get comfortable because it's cold. I don't care if you can hear my mouse unplugging and deplugging. I'm so sorry. Yes, mouse. You can't handle being out in just a little bit. Alright. That what should be okay. There's no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality. You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So in other words...
And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going so far to hide their bodies, a criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden happeners. Is that what hero
What
is?
is this?
If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way can I ever forgive him. He killed two of our friends.
Fine.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although, this time it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through this to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it. Alright. First, I better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimura. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's
Very
it.
strange.
Pretty strange. We've got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very own eyes. We should know about what happened than the Monokuma file would anyway. Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko?
perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? An accomplice? What are you doing here?
Monokuma
Don't be rude.
appears!
I'm here to answer your question. What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall
Didn't he
answer.
say only the
Each
killers?
murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So what if two people kill at once, like they're both holding the weapon, they strike someone, what happens then? Is there just two killers? Do they both get to
So in
graduate?
other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
And what if two people kill two different people in the same chapter, huh?
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
Oh yeah, Wanda
In
was
other
alive at one
words-
point. So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So then.
So you're saying nobody worked together this time either?
Hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
So in other words,
Then we only need to figure out that one blackened is... Sorry. Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
well,
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true blackened who devised the murder and put it into action. The true blackened, so just
Well
one
now.
person. That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between you and the blackened. Good luck till the So there can only be one blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case at all. You may be right. That's true. Kyoko, where are you?
However,
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't help to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone as a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend Genocide Jack.
What?
I'm offended. When did you? I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found.
You SOB!
Anyway, you the milk sack swimmer girl.
Huh?
Milk sack?
You gotta be kidding!
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
So, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time. I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When we heard Ifumi scream, she was with me, and when the bodies disappeared, she was lying unconscious in the equipment room. But Sokka's body aside, I can't imagine anyway she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Yep.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
It's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about. On another topic, we should place a guard by the bodies like before. We can't have them disappearing
So
again. Nina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
It's all clear now.
Then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, though some of them look like mallets. The justice hammers have been designed using these as model. Either way, all the hammers have obviously seen a lot of use. They're covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait. For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all and it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Hang on, this investigation thing that I've got pulled up on my phone isn't actually going to help me. It just seems to be leading me down a path. Taka, who will never move again. No shit, honey. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Hifumi's big cold body is laying on the floor. He's a really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? Makoto. From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository, all the way from the first floor to the third floor and all without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good, I just don't get it. Now that I can think about it later, for now I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Wait, something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it, his glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. Now they're completely clean. Does that mean that someone wiped his glasses off? Why would they do that? And who would do that and why? I don't know, man. I just work here. It's a dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's these smooth statues around. Rather awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Saka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? I don't know. Well, obviously the dolly was used. Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. What about it? After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was totally scared, so me and Sakura together. We came right to the repository, you know, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. It was locked. We came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, who locked it, and why is it unlocked now? I was wondering the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there, but I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. There's only one way in and out of this room, through the door that Hino said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the repository, but it can only be locked from the inside of the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from in the art room. The door can only be locked from inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies, and the door is designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it unnerved, which is why it's unlocked now, but Hina claims there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository. So that's certain someone has to be the killer and whatever. Make sure to speak to what's Sakura and Byakuya. Oh hey there, B. Byakuya, do you think Kira really did it? I don't see how anyone else could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. The last thing Hifumi said when he died. Yeah, he said Hira's
in
name.
other words,
Then there is no room to suspect anyone else. Hey, but if he didn't do it, what if he... Why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered? Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb. Yeah, he is kind of stupid. But that's okay, I guess. Do you really think there's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
what?
And that's all that bothers you about the case. Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try and hide the bodies? They probably figured if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Damn. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is why'd they bother killing two people? What? Because all the rule says if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. But killing two people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
See.
Hold on, perhaps. I see, so that's what that meant. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Damn! All this time I've been spending with you means nothing? I'm a little heartbroken. What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation. Thanks, here, madam. Some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He felt as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There's some places I already know about. First the nurse's office where Yufumi was found out, then equipment room where Taka was found. What about Sakura? There are many aspects of this incident this time, too many to be honest, considering that it might be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then.
Would you like my help? Ugh. Actually, I already know everything that's happened. But thank you though, Sakura. The recounting of events is unnecessary. You can just go back and watch what happened, but I already know all of this has happened. But thank you, Sakura. Alright, to the equipment room we go. And that's where we found Ishimura's body. Then we showed up Valkyria. Nope. Maybe. Yeah, we went on a wild fucking goose chase. Forget how long chapter 3 is, and that brings us up to speed to now. Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back in this case again, come see me. Thanks, Sakura. She's got a good memory. I wouldn't be able to do that. Alright. Leave the area. We gotta go to the equipment room, which is just past the physics lab, isn't it? Dun, dun. And then we'll see the blood stain on the floor. And talk to Genocide Jack. There's some kind of time marks going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room that reminds me about the dolly in the repository. There's a blood stain on its hair. Can that blood have come from here? Means that Tarka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the third floor, so that could definitely be possible. But even if the dolly was used to make move Tarka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the first floor. Even with a dolly, there's no way to get it up on to the third floor. That's still a total mystery. Hello. I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event. Justice Hammer 4, that was a weapon used to kill Tarka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here. Can I leave? Yep. Alright, the nurse's office. Where we need to go talk to a little bit Celestia. And get her side of things. Celestia! There you are, darling. Where's she? There she is. There you are. What are you investigating, Celeste? I'm not investigating anything precisely speaking. I'm simply going around seeing if Hero might be hiding something. What about you? Oh, you know, just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body. How Hifumi was moved it. When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
Correct. Tina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom, and when he got back, the body was gone. We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time.
Indeed.
It would seem so. To carry off someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of it as any less than impossible. So, just Summer 3. Someone moved the body but left the weapon behind. I don't need anything else from here. Oh. Examine the hammer. What about the blood splatter? Oh, and the refrigerator, apparently. A refrigerator. I wonder if there's anything to drink inside. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. There's a bunch of blood packets in here for blood transfusions, I guess. It doesn't help me though, I'm not a vampire. What's that? Oh, information. What am I supposed to be looking for here? Is there something I'm missing? Examine the trash can. Where's the trash can? Am I dumb? Oh, there. It's just a normal trash can, right? There's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth, and it's got some kind of cartoon character on it. But it's also covered in blood.
Oh.
Did you find something? Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in a trash can. A cleaning cloth? And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe up some blood. Who would need to do something like that? I haven't the slightest idea. Yeah, me either, but I think it might be important. Glasses cleaning cloth. Hell yeah. Can we leave? No? Yes, okay. Oh. Um... I don't know what to do now. Dining hall? Am I supposed to go there? No. Exit the room. Okay, Yasuhira's room. Apparently. I should check out the school class. Okay. Apparently. Apparently I'm supposed to get something from Byakuya, but he's not giving me anything. That's not very nice of him. What if I just go to the pool? Well, I don't know where Byakuya is. He just left. Can I do something about this? The soccer sure is big, crazy. Do I need to go back to the nurse's office and like go back out again, or? Because I am not having any luck. Did I miss something? No. I've gotten everything. I investigated Ishimari's thing. This isn't helping. Apparently it says that Byakuya is supposed to give me something, but he's just not. Okay. So I've done Byakuya. I mean, I've done Taka's body and all that. Let me have another look. It's the top, right? No. Well, there's... Sorry, Hifumi. Yeah. We've done that. There's the dolly. Yeah, I've done all that. Oh, examine the tops in the thingy. Okay, I need to go back and do that. He's gonna show up where Genocide Jack is. Sorry. Not really though. I thought I did investigate the tops, but I guess not. I probably should have done that though. Yes. This top, I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, just recently too. Oh. That's it. Whoops. So we've got those. And you said a lot of nonsense. Okay, I'm leaving. Hopefully a blonde man doesn't talk to me on my way out. God damn it. Byakuya, fucking cooperate with me. Oh. Thank you! Far out! So this is where you were. I've been looking for you. You have? Well, thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this game about us a little... very interesting indeed. Um, you should go to Hero's room. Oh, and let me give you this. Meet in the dining hall. This is the note Hero wrote to get us all to meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship is quite remarkable. It's left an
It's all
impression.
clear now.
Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap. What is? Things grow ever more interesting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation. Goodbye. Ugh, bye-bye. There he goes. Alright, let's go back down to Yasuhiro's room then. What's waiting for me there? Turns out he's just setting up a trap. He's gonna kill me. Um yeah. First floor dormitories. And then Yasuhiro's is like right ahead anyway. But no. Yasuhiro's there. The door is unlocked. I guess I can go inside. Byakuya did say to go look. It might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge. This is Yasuhiro's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where do you even get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up, which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? What am I looking for? These? I think there's something in these cardboard boxes. Blueprints or something in. Something's made out of what looks like plastic and plaster? Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hero's room? But wait. This is blueprints. Something about them bothers me. Yeah, the writing doesn't match up. So leaving here? Yes. Makoto, big news, big news. What's wrong? We found Kyoko. What? Is she okay? Where is she? Wait, I wasn't done yet. There's more big
Just
news.
a second.
Robo Justice showed up too. Robo Justice. It's Hero wearing the costume. Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor. I think Hero and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I have to head to the pool. I ran off to the second floor as fast as I could. What's going on, fellas? Kyoko and hey man, I've had the worst day. Hero? Hero?
Oh, hey,
Well,
Makoto.
duh. Who else would I be? That's a good question. Why do I look like this? Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? Was it the Illuminati? Hi, Kyoko.
Right.
I found Hero. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke
Don't
him
be
up.
mean.
I still can't believe he kicked me. I could have been you could have been a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, cross my face or something.
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Well,
There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never
it's
mind.
nothing.
Never mind. More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the
And?
mastermind? First of all, Harry, you need to explain to us why you dress up like. Well, I mean, I have no idea. 1 second I was asleep, don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up, then I was here. I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me to look at you.
Huh? Let me
I
out
don't know
of
what's up with this
here!
thing, but I can't actually get it off with a little help. Why would you make something you can't take off by yourself?
You got it all
I
wrong.
didn't make this stupid frickin'
It
thing.
would seem.
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hero out of the suit. It took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off. Yeah, you're free at last. kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hero.
So then,
Most of the points, nobody but Hero would be able to wear the costume. Wait, hold on a sec.
honestly,
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as
is
well.
that okay?
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume. That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
Could it be?
Then it's obvious. The one who put this costume on and went around attacking
That's
everyone was
terrible.
Hero. Shall we tie him up and gag
Just
him?
the worst.
Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else. Tie me up. Hold on. I don't think that's. Don't you think that's a little too
That's
far?
right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. Yeah, I mean, attacking blueprints. I have no idea what you guys are talking
What
about.
the heck?
You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided you killed them. Too blurry. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm a stupid hero running
What are
around.
you saying?
You're the only one who can wear this costume. So who else could have been the costume attacker? How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a beat, Kina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
Huh. See, look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
Get right.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
Hmm?
I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hero could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again. I mean, you tell him, girl.
Ah,
Well, now you're all out of excuses. No, see, it's because you're a girl. If it was another guy, then Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. No good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can
just
wear
a
this.
second.
See, I told you it was impossible. You're absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit his body exactly.
But
Then there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same but fits them.
Honestly,
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some
what
evidence.
the heck?
Evidence? You claim there's another suit, yes, and you must find it and show it to us. What the heck?
just the
Who
worst.
cares? Here is the only one without an alibi during this whole thing
That's
anyway.
terrible.
Which is how we know it was him. I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, like, tell me? Who yells for Hero, man? Brody just woke up and is now being accused of murder. She looks like she's lost in thought. I don't think she's in the mood to talk. I'll leave her alone.
What the heck?
I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it? Well, two people killed Tucker and Hifumi. Two people?
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it. I did not. Wait, hold on. If those two are the ones who
How
are
about
killed,
that?
that's it. I know who did it.
So then,
You may as well tell us then. Tucker and Hifumi were fighting over alter
I'm at
ego,
least
right? Which
30%
means
right.
alter ego and or Chihiro must have done
correct.
it. I see. That's unfortunate.
Please.
Unfortunate. Stop trying to trick us. Just admit you did it, okay? I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
So then.
Yeah, I know that note. No, it's not. Someone slipped a weird note under my door. And what it said, found a hole maybe we can use to escape when Akuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The last thing I remember is going to the rec room, then for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The real killer probably drugged me or
Just
something.
the worst.
Chance.
So,
No, hold on, he could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that. What, really? I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape, someone wrote all that to trick me.
Ah,
Even if it's true, you must be one dumb fish about every piece of bait that floats in front of you. Well, after being trapped here for so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? They wrote on my desire to get out of here, they deceived me.
ah.
I still don't buy
be
it.
mean.
Well, you should buy
Just
it.
a second.
Hey, then show us a note.
Hmm.
With pleasure, I have it right here in my pocket.
No way.
Looks like I lost it.
Ah,
Yeah, sure.
Oi!
Please, you gotta believe me, I wouldn't hurt a fly. As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us a note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason. What the heck, for serious? Yasuhiro's account. Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it. Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us, Hero. No, it's like I
Just the
said.
worst.
Wait, was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broken, that's why. Wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me. Just be thankful we haven't badly gagged you. You have time to yell and carry on. You have time to search for your evidence, right? You're right. I need to look for the second clue in that note. But you don't bail me now. I guess I better go back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Toko, Genocide Jack to switch with me, but if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Well, bye. One by one, everyone peeled away.
Makoto.
Makoto, do you have a second? Huh? I want you to help me with this investigation.
It would seem.
It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later when we have time, you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No. To reject me so simply.
Anyway,
I need your help, so you don't mind, do you?
shall we
Okay,
go?
thanks. Shall we?
Hey,
Yeah, well, I mean, at least we tried. So, Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses. I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living. Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer? Anyway, we have to hurry before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay, then show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. Then I guess we should head that way for now. Yep. Alrighty darty, let's go then. Alrighty. To the repository. Here you go, Kyoko. You have free roam. Hifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid. Only for a moment. Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the body.
I knew it.
The Monokuma was right, they were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth, she's so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. Okay.
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You did.
Hey.
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand? He did. Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. Anyway, you said he had a watch.
So then.
Take a look. It's broken, you can see the hands aren't moving. Most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands froze at just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6.
That's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Yeah, we've seen this. He yells at them for being
In
late.
other words.
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m., meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning.
However.
That's not all. Take a look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. Yeah, you're right, something's white in there.
Makoto.
Can you try and pry it out? Me?
Because.
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice cold was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. With some effort, I was able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. A piece of paper?
Hey.
Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
Right?
I wonder about that.
So then.
Let's check Ifumi's body. Perhaps he left us a few clues of his own. And then we just Talk to her again. So did you find
Indeed.
anything? I did, more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of
That's
paper.
right.
Hifumi had it hidden on him. Hidden.
Indeed.
He stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he'd hidden it on purpose, you see. His pants. Wait, see.
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means.
Hey,
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto. Open it up. When I think of how it's stuffed on its pants, it's like, it better be important here for me or I'll never forgive you like this. Look at the note. Found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else. For now, let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
so...
That sounds very familiar. That's it, the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the
However-
truth, although it's not exactly the same, is it? Yeah, he said 7 in the morning, right? Oh, 1 in the morning. The time is different. Hiro told us his note said to meet at 1 a.m., but the note they wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
Is that right?
Hold on, just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. Huh?
So...
Part of it has to be torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning here. There's some meaning to the part of it being ripped off. Yeah, I think it was for Ishimaru. Could they explain it a little bit? Think carefully.
Hey,
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
so then...
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer.
Hey,
And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place. So you're just saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role. I don't think I understand. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. Right. To the class trial. Bing bong, bing bong.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin!
Woohoo!
Like the bright burst of fireworks. And so,
What?
with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot.
At the usual spot. Okay, Monokuma, we'll do just that for you.
Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school.
Okie dokie.
See you soon.
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
And you're not gonna help me if I don't? Yeah, well, we'd better get going. Okay. Thanks, Kyoko. I really appreciate your help. Everyone had heard the Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. As soon as they were all here.
Monokuma
What the fuck?
appears!
Hello, hello. He's multiplied.
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast, it only looks like I'm multiplied. Can you guys tell which one of us is a real Monokuma?
Whew.
Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy,
You're
the
not
crowd.
playing along.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Hey, hey!
Then, if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the plane train at elevator. I'll see you guys there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Oh, hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet. You can never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, Hero. You're gonna pay for your
What the
sins.
heck?
Told you already, I didn't do it for serious. That reminds me, did she ever find the other costume or the note? Well, no, but how unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the time or place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive and for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka, the one who killed two of our friends, the killer is... Killer is you! Someone right here. Right. I took one last breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk towards the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the doors closed on their own and the steel box began to move. God, every time it just gets less and less, and it's so... Yeah. It's just like a smack in the face to see how many people have died. There's no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors started opening up to a cruel fate. Oh, when I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Next of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. I'd never howled out at you like that. Okay, let's get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, all that. No. No, I'm good. All right.
Let's begin with a basic explanation. If you can figure
Yeah.
out an now,
We already know who did it.
was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know, I don't know!
Oh yes, here. This must be like torture, just trying to defend yourself when you lack IQ points. Is Hero really the killer, or before anything else, we have to make that clear? Make your argument. Righty daddy.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No, it's not.
No, that's wrong.
Because his writing is different to those
Are we
of the
sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
on the
What do you
blueprints.
mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
there's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
You think Hero would think of something like that? I don't think Yasuhiro would even begin to try and hide his handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
Hey, he said it,
So
not me.
Makoto,
Actually,
are
we
you
both
saying
did.
you don't think Hiro?
And he's not the only
Let's-
one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it
Well,
like Hiro
Hero
said?
was.
Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
I will. Of course, he passes
So?
it off to me.
Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
I mean, Hero was.
I got
The
it!
Illuminati.
Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Yeah, Hero's just being
What?
framed.
Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
It's kind of his thing,
All
like.
things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
Oh yeah, a blue
Makoto,
top and a
can you tell us what
dolly.
they...
Oh, sorry, King. Yeah, that.
I got it!
Just do one more thing, and it was the dolly.
I got it.
Yeah.
They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the
So,
attitude?
let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository.
It's all because I said no to being his
And when we found
secretary.
it for the second time,
He's
it
giving
was
me your
wrapped in a
lip
blue tarp,
because of that.
right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing.
Yeah, and there was a blood
I'm
stain.
sure
as
the
hell.
dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
Yeah, it was.
But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly.
So did the dolly.
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
So did the
In other
dolly.
words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
I don't think, I just know.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
I'm very sure. But thanks, Celeste.
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That
Yeah.
dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
I mean, there's evidence.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Thanks for your
There
I
is
can
no
see
shame
that,
in
man.
being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Oh, my two friends are
We have all
belittling me.
accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Well, never had anyone sound so noticeable being so mean, but can I change her mind? I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. No, I know what's going on. I just need to show why.
You have it wrong. I
Oh,
cannot agree.
wait.
You are a fool.
I'm
So
not a
pathetic.
fool.
Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
Wait,
I cannot agree.
I'm confused.
You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch.
Stop calling me
You had it
miserable.
wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your
I'm not
worst.
lying to you.
I can't. This should prove it.
Yeah, sit down, Celestia.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room.
Well, it would be hard and
And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jesus, Celeste really hate me that much.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then
Oh yeah, Byakuya was gonna say something.
what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I looked at how the body was moved, it'd be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. Yeah, because Robo Justice couldn't bend over. Because he couldn't bend over. Why are we arguing about that? I guess we need to, otherwise it would be
As
quick.
we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Yeah, but you couldn't do
No,
that.
he's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
No, because... yeah.
What do you mean?
We just went over this,
Think
girl.
back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember?
Yeah. Hold on.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It
Yeah.
seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
Now, why would you
When
do
you
that?
can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
That would be
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
Thanks, Genocide. I kind of forgot you
On
were
top
here.
of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
But you can't take it off by yourself. There's absolutely no chance, because you can't take it off by
A
yourself.
gun! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you
I'm sorry. He couldn't get it off, because there was a clasp on the back.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero
No,
wasn't just
he
making it up?
wasn't.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up
Yeah.
in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
He's just being
Yeah, that's
silly.
right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
Nope.
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No,
Correct.
wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
Well,
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
yeah, yes, you hear. Oh.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Yeah, owie, bless
on a
your little
second.
soul. You're so easily
It's still
swayed, my
far too
darling.
early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus,
Yes.
maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
Yeah.
We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up. So that was around 8 a.m.
Well,
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
oh, that's where I remember the little.
That was when we saw
officer.
Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice.
Robo-Justice.
It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi.
Quote unquote.
We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's that? Yeah, yeah.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Accidentally spilled water everywhere. Well, on my phone anyway. Which is where I'm getting this shit from. That was a rather intense scream. He ran off. Yeah.
and then,
And then the came from downstairs. Must have been Hifumi.
at that point, we decided to divide up into Celeste while
Yeah.
When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi dead. And that's when we heard
He
the
wasn't
body
dead,
discovery
though.
announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let...
And there's
Meanwhile,
Taka.
we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
Yeah,
And that's
but
when I told you guys about Hifumi.
I
Then the
don't know.
3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
that she was attacked, that the body had
We
disappeared.
rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
And Taka's body was gone.
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, We were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies, and after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
Bang and bang.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation, and from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them.
Yeah, but how do we even
Now
do
then,
that?
let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Alright, the contradictions in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Okay, I think I know what to do.
So, regarding
Okay,
Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the just...
No, it's
Yeah,
wrong.
that's wrong. Sorry, I know it's like a bitch to use.
Hold on.
Probably
There's no reason to
not
assume
nice
that the hammers were
to
used in the same order as their numbers.
see me use like a guide, but I don't want to be sat here
If anything,
forever, so...
that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. Yeah, his wristwatch. His Irish wristwatch. That one. Thanks. Here we go.
Now I understand.
Now I understand.
I got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer, because as of last night...
Yeah, it was working.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
6 a.m.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Yep.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
Dude,
That
imagine
simple
being the
fact
killer
slipped
right
past all
now
of
and
us.
just being the killer in any of these trials and hearing them just
We made the
unravel.
wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when
Yup.
he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder.
But what about
But all of
Hifumi?
our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
Is that
That's
true?
right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Is that true enough though? Huh? Whoops, I didn't mean to skip over
Then
that.
we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
Yasuhiro, you're asleep,
That's
man.
true. Where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body when his body vanished from the nurse's office. Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Yeah, she was taking little naps
Wait,
too.
then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
They could have. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, I suppose.
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular,
Okie dokie.
I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
He did it himself.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said...
So the killer could get its in the dark.
His body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
It would be.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Move
The
itself.
dead body moved on its own?
Hold on, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I got a phone call anyway.
No! Not another ghost!
Oh my god. A ghost?
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
He wasn't very
Perhaps
dead.
he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive is really possible. I mean, maybe.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Right, sorry about that. My mother rang up just to tell me my something had happened. I'm not gonna get into detail because it's kind of personal, but everything's all
Are you
good.
saying that when we first found
Um,
Hifumi in the
it's like
nurse's
nothing
office,
to
there's a
stress
chance he
too
was
much
actually
about. It was
still
just like
alive?
an
No,
update on something,
it is
but
impossible.
yeah,
Hifumi was dead,
there we
without a
go.
doubt.
And you know that how?
And I'm back.
Surely you
So,
heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been.
No, that's wrong.
yeah, I'm back now, and I don't really like to edit my videos because
Was the
I
body
hate the sound of
discovery
my own
announcement that
voice.
was made
So,
really intended
well,
for
for now I
Hifumi?
do, but I know eventually I'll get used to it. But yeah. So here we go. It's not that I hate the sound of my own voice. It's just that I
Of
don't
course it was.
think it's
The
too
announcement played right
necessary
after we
to
discovered
go
his
back
body.
and edit these. I don't have any
Maybe,
reason to, but
but that was also the same time
yeah,
that Taka's body was found.
we're back.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I
Mm.
think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
It was
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do
But
you
he
say,
didn't.
Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
So it wouldn't be
If that's
Ishimori's.
true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement, the first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room, and the second one was when both bodies were rediscovered.
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies.
Yeah, man. So we're like about halfway done-ish. Little over. I don't remember the trial being this short, but oh well.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
Yeah,
So when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet, meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was so good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not
Good
think
try.
there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I had to find it and show everyone. Alrighty. Hifumi's glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
There was a difference, though. It was his glasses.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad, B.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
Yep.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was his cleaning cloth.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is...
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
Yes,
But then,
ma'am.
if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
No, it was stuff
The
from the
fridge in the nurse's
refrigerator.
office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was Hifumi.
It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
Yep.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and
Yep.
Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
Yeah, so the only person
The
inside
repository
was
door can only be
Hifumi.
locked from the inside, which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us
Yeah.
all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But
Yep.
that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka, could it be, yeah, the note he
I
had?
got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Yeah, the one he stole off poor Ishimaru.
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take
Right.
a look at what the note says.
And a whole maybe you can use it to escape when Akuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's
Nope.
not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And
Yeah,
that person
Taka.
could only have been...
Hifumi's
I got
pants!
it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
God, imagine how much of an idiot Makoto would have looked like if I said Hifumi's pants. Everyone would have been like, the fuck?
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy! Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Ugh!
Right.
Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, I can't let it get to me. Yeah, stand your ground, Makoto.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said.
Whoops.
What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
And why would you...
No, that's wrong!
Yeah. Girl, this has
No,
got nothing to
there
do with you
absolutely
anyway.
is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch, but there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then
You really are
someone used that
insane.
note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
I think he was just trying to hide
Down his
evidence.
pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Like, he wouldn't have stolen it. Taka was
Where's
dead,
your
but
proof? Go ahead.
took it off
Show
him.
us.
Alright, be like hero. Let me show you. Yeah.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Yeah, it was all
Then
Kyoko.
Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Guys, aren't I so smart? I found all of this. Nobody else did it. Isn't that right, Kyoko? It was all me.
Hifumi
I
had the note
found
meant
it
for Taka,
all.
while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
Yes, you did,
That
ma'am.
means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah.
Whoa.
After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No, he's dead.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery
damn.
announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
Isn't that what she just
During
said?
that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't
I
understand
took
it
that as an
either.
insult or a compliment, but I
The
guess
Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was
haven't
used to
clue.
attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in
them.
other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
yeah, same kind.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
That weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi, the whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow after find the
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3?
Nope.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
Whoops.
Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be...
No, it wasn't one of the
that's
Justice
wrong.
Hammers, but thanks, Yasuhiro.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository,
Yeah,
where
instead of
someone then
having
used
it
a
be
hammer
the
to
murder
kill
weapon.
him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there would be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but...
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this
Yeah.
case, however, there were two murders.
Shoot!
I didn't mean to do that. I was supposed to
Based on
hold
the
it.
rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is how the rule was
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Me, it's me.
Based on the rules that have been laid out, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true.
Yep.
No, that's wrong.
It is possible.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward.
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you.
Yeah, exactly. But
However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't
Yeah.
one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it
Yeah.
only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, by creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if
Lol.
true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same, that was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed the fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of events, but in separate events entirely. Kyoko really is amazing, though. When you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she
I
is.
understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's string?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. In the debates up to now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Celestial.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Mm-hmm.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering the individual.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Yeah, and they made us go on a wild fucking goose chase.
Shush! The adults are talking now.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Yep.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual. And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Yeah.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yeah, Hifumi.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Smart. She did too.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we
Mm-mm.
found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
She said something pretty interesting.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Yep.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's...
Each piece isn't much by
I'm
itself, but
sorry,
start putting them
Aoi.
together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
We're all going to die here just like those guys did.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't...
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Yaka said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. What is he alluding to?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
Just like those guys.
We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
Just like those guys.
We are going to die.
Bang.
No, that's wrong.
You shouldn't have known that 2 people were dead, little Miss Celestia and
That's right.
Ludenberg.
There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
The picture you took is
How do you
all part of
explain this
your
picture of the
point
costumed
too.
villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer.
Yeah.
In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, then Hifumi is dragging the suspect away.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
Yeah, because we already assumed that Hifumi's not being dragged.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Damn, get it, girl. Celeste thinks she can prove there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away, but is that really possible? The Robo Justice costume.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Oh yes,
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could...
There's no way he couldn't be.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that, because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Yeah, it couldn't bend at the waist.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing.
Yep.
The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Yeah, he said yes, Hiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hakakure!
Wait! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually...
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
Yeah, because he only says
What
people...
the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
By last names, yeah.
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
In this moment, yeah, you're about to lose.
Do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste, they won't give it that I have to do something to make her accept it.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
it would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is... Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
I do.
That's the only truth there is!
That's so annoying.
He wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person, it would have to be you, Celeste. How many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. It's the... And since you have no way to
No,
it's
wrong.
Yeah, you have, but...
That's it! The handbook!
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital. Your name, yeah.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Well.
Fine then. Let me settle. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and and that'll bring everything to an end.
Yeah. I don't know. Hang on. There we go. Now the thing has loaded. There we go. And then in Act 2 is like 1 o'clock. And for Yasuhiro, got like drugs. That was what I'm looking for. Select And then at 6, that's when Ishimori showed up. And he killed him. With just the hammer 4. And then they were quote unquote attacked in the thingy. Wait, what? Just summer 3? Yeah, wait, hold on, I'm confused. I will get back to that, question mark. This is just as summer 3 was put no. I'm very confused. These things aren't popping up. Do I have to get more? Maybe I have to complete more. Wrapping the top in the dolly. So that was this one. Wooden hammer covered in blood. Hang on. I can go back and see the other 2. So this was Justice Hammer 2 laying on the floor. And then Justice Hammer 3.
The killer is you!
The killer is you!
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. Hifumi, with an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Yeah.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
1 in the morning. I'm surprised Yasuhiro was even up.
That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him,
He stuffed him
drugged
inside that.
knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room.
And killed him.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
Yep.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4,
My poor baby.
which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes.
Ishimori a lot. He's gonna be my top
next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect.
Anyway.
The first fake incident was the attack in
Probably
the rec
number
room.
5.
There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3
What if they just didn't care?
and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
What if Aoi never had to use the bathroom? Then this all would have
He let out a
not
scream
worked.
to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what... Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
And not for Ishinbaru.
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared.
Yeah, because Hifumi moved them both.
But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
And he got put down.
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celestia Udenberg, or whatever your name is. It looks like they're breaking up. Yeah, that looks like a breakup.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words?
I'm sorry,
They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Oh.
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Yeah, fair enough. I didn't do so hard in one of the things. But I still got an A. Yum.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
Okie
Or,
dokie.
no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it?
Ooh, what's he gonna be? No, but when I first played this, I struggled so much because I was like, I don't even know. I don't even know how it was Celestia Man. At least then I didn't. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The black, and this time the true color who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taika Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's amplitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan after all. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure he relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty. Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then did you notice, I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. Everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Is she talking about alter
Say
ego?
what?
Wait.
just a
About.
second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. Totally out of the loop as usual.
In other words,
Then you're the one who stole it?
Indeed.
That is
I
right.
see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it. What?
are you okay
It
with
was
this?
Taka. He stole it. What?
So
And I
then,
have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took photos of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. How did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
What?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me. He did.
as for
He
me,
came to my room last night unannounced, and then it was hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I do not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I mean, I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but never imagined he'd go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. That's to say something I never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
most unfortunate.
Please, if you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands. Huh?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape, and he made you his target.
What?
Escape, you don't mean? Taka is going to try and kill you. What?
indeed.
And all he can do to also he can keep her to himself. That bastard.
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I?
I
She.
swear,
I have to
I will.
save her.
actually,
Then would you like to join with me? It just so happens I've come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Ikumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that Atom had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust
I
me.
see.
I have another question for you. What was the strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yes, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it.
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must be been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry. But when you're explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead when someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there is to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you're all questioning him of what happened to him, it was going to murder someone. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi so no one could doubt him. I told him that and he believed it. Seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent, in fact. Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point in my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to
Don't be
win.
mean!
No, you sound like
I
Byakuya.
wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt in the aspect we are nothing alike.
Why?
So what made you think things this
What the
far?
heck?
Was it really just for money?
Hmm.
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that not at all is to do. That's not all there is to it. From the moment Anu laughed began, my only thought has been escape.
But
All along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one, more than anyone else in
You
here. I
little
wanted to get
bitch!
out every day was fresh torture. And you wouldn't know why,
This is
huh?
fine.
Because I had a dream, and accepting a life here would meant nothing less than giving up on my dream
Honestly.
forever. There's no way I could ever do something like that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And that dream
isn't
of
it
yours is
wonderful?
to live in a European castle. A castle? And together, handsome men from all over the world serve as my butlers slash bodyguards. It was going to, I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of the
This is
cadence.
fine.
Living the rest of my life, that was my only dream, my only goal. And that's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. Got right to the edge,
There is
but
nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
Sounds so passionate, but you're really able to kill your friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own needs. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for
what
understanding.
is this?
That's what we should be saying, and plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people, I can even feel my own emotions, the conscious that sees, the unconscious. That's why you're not scared.
Yes, indeed.
That's right, I don't feel dumb. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice
Isn't it
then,
wonderful?
I think I'd come back as Marie Antoinette.
hey,
You'd just get executed again. Celeste smiled. Then, when she did, it looked like to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings. But that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills,
Let's get
kills!
rolling. The black can decide the peace and pay the
Yummy!
price.
I
Now then,
prepared a very special punishment.
for her, the ultimate
Let's
gambler.
give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
What?
This is.
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why, actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Oh, poor Celeste. I can't say poor Celeste after all that play. But, yeah. She's one of my favorites too, though, so. And I think I will call her after this. Execution, though. Um, the burning of the Versailles Switch. I do really like this execution though, it's very pretty too. Up, 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 up. Wheel. And she's dead. Smushed by a truck. Not killed elegantly by a fire like she was probably hoping. Ah, thanks, Monokuma. God, her blood is just smeared all up in the back there. I just noticed. It's over. Yep, and so is this video. Whoops. I didn't mean for that to happen, but anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye bye!